Hello and welcome to the Matty B Files. I'm your host, Matt Bigelow. This is episode 92. Coming at you from the Yogi Kubo studio in Tokyo, Japan. I am indeed on my tatami mats, but it is a bit late. The sun has stopped shining for today. Today's episode is part 2 of 2. Like how those tweets go these days. People send them in succession. I wonder if we'll get to trilogies someday. Part 2 of 2 of looking at Bitcoin and IoT. I'm not a Bitcoin and IoT advocate. I do have to research it for my chosen career. The time logged that puts money in my account that allows me to do what I want to do over here, which I really enjoy doing, by the way. And at the same time, I'm very enthralled by the technological innovations that go on with IoT. At the same time, there's so much bullshit. It's kind of an industry that's been invented to solve solutions that haven't really been decided yet. And I wonder if it's this kind of VHS versus Betamax kind of thing where markets just hammer against each other until one wins and then we all use it. But I wonder if that's even possible these days. Now that we're kind of, in many ways, mostly a post product, I've kind of decided I don't really need a lot of products anymore. I would rather just download it. Except for books. I'm going to buy more books. But music, I don't really want to cart around records anymore. Most things. Menus, why don't I just download a menu? Travel schedules off of websites, why go to the website when you can just go and download it? I remember I was in Hawaii and we just downloaded the entire bus schedule onto a tablet. So we had it all the time. We didn't need to carry around all that fucking paper. There was so much paper previously. All this paper. And the less paper we have, the more we save the earth, don't we? So today, I'm not sure what is going on with IoT, except for the fact that hundreds of billions of dollars is being invested into it. But who knows what the result is going to be. I outline in today's episode, part 2 of 2 with Cameron Lee of CameronLeeWorldwide.com. I try to outline how there's two perspectives of the Internet of Things. There's the consumer perspective, which is hilarious and makes no sense. And then there's the infrastructural perspective, which is ambitious, but also makes no sense. So I'm going to come in after the main chunk of the old podcast here and evaluate what I thought about it. Because after doing this, I kind of shifted my position a little bit, and I'll make sure to follow up on that. Now, I think we're just going to jump into it. I don't think there's going to be any music today. I just want to get this podcast uploaded before all of the information becomes outdated, because the people that listen to this in the future really need to have that happen. All right, coming at you from Tokyo, Ogikubo Studio. This is the Matty B Files. Marching on, episode 92, part 2 of 2, Bitcoin Bonkers. This one is called The Internet of Thingamajigs.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay, this is our part 2 in our series about Bitcoin and Internet of Things, and now we're going to get into the Internet of Things, a bunch of goofy bullshit. A lot of people don't really know what the Internet of Things is. IoT.
I'm dying.
There's a lot of goofy bullshit going on in the Internet of Things. So I've sent Cameron a link to consumer products that feature IoT.
Yep.
Cameron, can you get into that? What did you research about the Internet of Things?
I mean, I really looked into it. I looked at the things you sent. It was like a toothbrush.
Yeah.
There's like a hairbrush I saw somewhere, and these like tie into the internet.
Yeah. What can you remember what the toothbrush did and why it was considered an Internet of Things product?
Actually, yeah. And you know what? Crazy enough, that was actually the only one that I thought wasn't terrible.
Okay.
I think it like checked how often you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
And I think it said like it could tell like if you're missing teeth. Like not like missing teeth out of your mouth, but like if you're not brushing them.
To remind you of your horrible smile. You are missing teeth, you failure.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Do you remember the price?
No, I didn't check any prices. No.
What were some of the other products you researched?
Okay, I saw there was a pet thing, like a dog thing, like a bed.
Yeah.
That the dog could lay in, and like it checks temperatures and how often he's like exercising and how often he's resting. And I think it did that. I saw that one.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, nothing else that stuck out. Most of them all seem to be like around that level of like uselessness. Like that solves a problem I never had.
Yeah, finding solutions to problems that never existed.
Yeah.
When you think about IoT in general, when you hear it, what's your interpretation?
Actually, I think it's good. Actually, I think it's a good thing because when I think of Internet of Things, I don't think of a toothbrush that tells me I have a terrible smile. I think of like
You have a wonderful smile.
Thank you. You're too kind. Like when you go to like a parking lot and like it says like, oh, there's like 3 open spots on this floor. You know, that's like the Internet of Things kind of thing. I know that's not necessarily the case, but it's like those kinds of connected, like...
My office has the Internet of Things toilets.
What does it tell you?
It tells you which toilets are available.
See, that's
which
great.
floor.
Wonderful.
And when the door closes, it sends a signal.
Can it like measure like if it still smells bad? Like,
and the heat.
Yeah, that'd be
great. It has heat sensors on the toilet.
This one's just vacant. You might want to give it a few.
Give it a wipe.
Yeah.
A little toilet paper symbol comes up. Yeah, but when the doors open, it sends a signal to a server.
Yeah.
Which is very low data, and then it tells you which. And if you're on the toilet for too long, someone will come knocking in case there's a problem.
See, there you go. And I think that's all a great use. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I don't need my hairbrush to be tied in though.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah.
Most people, when they think about the Internet of Things, like the on the consumer level, it kind of gives a bad name.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can pull that sucker.
Oh, cool.
Just give it a tug. It gives it a bad name or like a ridiculous name.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier about Hollywood types and conspiracy theories, or those Hollywood types are looking for attention.
Right.
So they will deliberately introduce stupid things into the conversation in order to get attention.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what IoT is. You mentioned parking lots.
Yeah.
That's useful.
I think that's good. Right?
What are some of your other ideas? Or interpretations, or
it's all, I guess it's all like solving those kinds of problems. Like there's one I heard about something that can tell if like what's the thermostat? There's a thermostat thing, Nest. That's the popular one.
No, that's the Google one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's cool enough.
I've heard that Google will turn down the temperature of your house in order to save energy.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust Google for much at this point. Yeah.
Letting things into your house.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like there's this meme I saw like where it's like the CIA like judging things. You know, it's like the CIA sees like smartphones, like, oh my God, they're gonna put smartphones in their house, and then they're like getting all excited. But then they show like the Amazon Alexa thing. They're like, oh my God, you're gonna give us this listening device? Like, just I don't know, man.
Amazon is creating the CIA's cloud framework.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not insane. It's expected.
It
right?
makes sense, but.
Yeah.
Then Alexa's connected to your house and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. Same with, you got Google and you
Mm.
got Alexa. You basically just like privacy schmivacy, dude.
Especially with the items like my computer. So I think that there's a lot of good infrastructural solutions with Internet of Things where public is public and
Okay.
like or business solutions. Like if I had an office, I would
Right.
like to have easier to access security solutions.
Totally.
Makes sense. But when
Absolutely.
I get home, it's kind of my cave. I want
Yeah.
to kick off my shoes and walk around my underwear,
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But with the Internet of Things, it kind of takes the public world.
Is that your webcam?
Yeah,
Do you have a sticker on your webcam?
of course.
See, I don't. And like I know it. So like there's times when like, I'll come out of the shower or something, I'll see my laptop and be like, well, oh well, I should really get around to covering that up,
I've put a sticker on my webcam since 2002.
Yeah. Okay, wow.
Like,
Right on.
well, yeah.
Yeah, did you ever see like there's like videos of like guys that are like talking about their hacking solutions, like, oh, we sell this, it'll protect you, and you see the laptops in the background on their office, they all have the webcams covered.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
them do. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Makes sense. Some people at my company also cover their webcams
Yeah.
with a piece of tape. It's a very simple solution.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I got to get on that.
Yeah. So there's the idea of a connected car. Do you know
Okay.
about what do you think about this connected car theory?
Run me through it. I might not know it.
That is when your car is connected with sensors
Okay.
and it can receive data that are put into like street lamps that can beam information into your car, or where your car can sense the distance from your cars to other cars, and or putting voice control into your car. Do you know about a lot of car companies are trying to put Amazon's Alexa into your car?
Wow.
Do you know about this?
I don't.
No?
But that's because I haven't paid attention to cars since I got to Tokyo, because
Yeah.
cars seem insane to own.
I'll pull up this. Hold on, we'll do a little YouTube.
Yeah, dude.
In this podcast, we're going to do some YouTube listening and things like that.
Nice.
So
That sounds
just
fun.
so the user knows, it's not going to be just conversation based. So there's this new car company. Electric vehicles are being produced in China more and more. The
Okay.
Chinese government subsidizing the electrical vehicle in order to reduce dependency on foreign oil.
Smooth. Yeah.
And as well as to disrupt the automotive industry within China itself.
Okay.
So but about 10 years ago, a lot of car companies were complaining about China stealing all of their innovations. But now there's the Shenzhen area.
Okay.
Shenzhen. It depends. Depending who you are and where
Yeah.
you're from, you say it differently. And it's a special economic zone near
Okay.
Hong Kong.
Right.
And a lot of startups are coming out of this place. It's known for just rapid technological innovation. So these engineers from BMW, I think,
Yeah.
went there to create a new electrical car company. The company is called Byton.
Okay.
And they were at this year's Consumer Electronics Consumer Electronics Show 2018.
Okay.
And they were distributed. So these are all more conceptual vehicles, but they kind of indicate where they want the technology to go.
Okay.
And putting internet into your car is one
Okay.
of those things. Let's see this. This is an electric vehicle that we're looking at here. It doesn't have side mirrors. It has side cameras
Okay.
that are integrated into the car itself. But here's the idea of using the Amazon Alexa voice.
Of Amazon Alexa. And I can really promise you, in
This
your
is the
Byton,
presenter.
Alexa will be smarter than ever.
I noticed your next charging location will be at the Byton House at CES. To save your time, do you want me to reschedule your Whole Foods package delivery to that location?
Great idea. Yes, please reschedule the delivery to the Biden house. Thanks, Alexa.
In addition to touch and voice,
I like the way he like talked down to the robot, like, yes, that'll be fine, Alexa.
Yeah. It's like you're in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I talk to Siri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to have a little attitude with the robots. So when they do overthrow us, then like it'll be worth.
What do you think about this idea though of communicating with Alexa in your car?
Oh, dude, I'm like right on the edge, both sides. Like part of me just like I can't get enough information. I want more coming to me all the time.
Yeah.
And then the other part is like I just want to completely unplug and go in a woods for a little bit. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's cool.
Some of my issues, though, are like, what happens when your speaker breaks in the car?
Yeah.
What happens when the side mirror, the side camera?
Do you remember when cars like had the two headlights that popped up out of the front?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, after like 5 years or 10 years, one of them didn't go up anymore.
Yeah.
And you have these like Popeye cars, like, yeah, it's like super, like this tech kind of stuff. It's cool when it's new.
Yeah.
But after like a few years of wear, it starts getting a little.
That's the thing. So if we're
bad.
going to have all of these sensors in our cars, it's going to
Yeah.
increase efficiency dramatically at first.
Yeah.
But then what if some of the chips have flaws? Some of the chips stop working?
Yeah.
Then are there going to be police cars that come around and like scan your car and be like, oh, your chips aren't working. Here's a $50 fine. These
Yeah, I
types of
wouldn't be
things.
surprised.
Yeah.
And it's just billed right to your car.
Exactly. Taken
Yeah.
right out of your car's Bitcoin wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Yeah.
is available to pay the police officer directly.
Yep.
You swipe Bitcoin from your car to his fucking
You know
payment
it, too.
system. It's
You
like
know
a
it.
tax collection, like the
Yep.
parking meters or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really dodgy, and it's always it's very competitive at the same time. Like
Right.
hundreds of billions of dollars are being invested into these programs
Yeah.
to further the Internet of Things as an infrastructure. This one here is do you know UFC?
That's that fighting thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an Internet of Things solution for the UFC.
That sounds weird, but okay. I mean,
It's
I'm open
really
to anything.
interesting, actually. So this is from the Amazon reInvent 2017 keynote.
Okay.
And this is somebody who is demonstrating how they are going to implement the Internet of Things into Ultimate Fighting Championship. I'm going to play a little bit. We might have to jump around here and there
Okay.
because we don't need to listen to the whole thing. It's a little bit long.
Thing. Those guys stand on the octagon in the most toughest, demanding sports in the world, the UFC. What you also saw is how we want to tell sports. What you've seen right now is 2 minutes of a UFC fight where 70 new insights were introduced during that fight.
What he means here is that
Yeah.
they're going to put sensors all into the network of Ultimate Fighters and
Okay.
the Octagon to get new data that wasn't available before.
Okay.
Those insights are covering entire aspects of the fight of JKZ and Barbosa. They cover their passion, they cover the power of the fight, they cover the resiliency, they cover the strategy. All those things happen on the octagon. Shouldn't we tell story of sport that way? Shouldn't sport be told in
But he
real
goes on to
time?
explain something.
Okay.
So here
It
we
all
go.
starts with this.
From here.
Okay.
It starts with the data that we collect from sensors. If you would see up there what we have right now, we have a camera which has on top of it very smart analytics.
So here
the
he's
edge.
demonstrating on the screen.
The
Let's
mat
just pause
that you
it.
see over
Sure.
here is
Pause.
a very
I
smart
said pause.
mat.
Pause.
It can manage movement, analyze pressure.
Whoa. That's a big text here.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know.
It's all good.
So you can see here that there's the octagon, and
Right.
there's kind of like movement tracking
Right.
in the camera itself,
Right.
called computer vision,
Sure.
where they can distinguish items from other items. They also have heat sensors
Okay.
in the camera, so they can tell how hot the fighters are. That tells
Okay.
you how much energy they're exerting. They're going to have cameras on the crowd that can determine the crowd's emotional reactions. Okay. They're going to have audio, so you can analyze the audio from the crowd and from the fighters. And this is all going to be done in real time
Okay.
as the fight is happening.
Okay.
So as he explains here,
Very smart mat. It
Smart
can
mat.
manage movement, analyze pressure, analyze so many things. This mat and the camera are connected to the same center. We also have Dr. Thomas Bader. We also have a smart glove. And inside this glove, we have this sensor. This sensor alone can create about 12 different stories.
stories
The
means
stories
data.
are from
So-
the strength of the punch, all the way to the impact the punch had on the other fighter. Very sophisticated stuff. The glove is connected to the mat. It's connected to the camera. We are agnostic to sensors. Our philosophy.
Oh, so he says agnostic to sensors.
Right, right.
So this is the one of the ideas here. With this technology, with the gloves being connected to the mat, being connected to the camera, being connected to the crowd, being
Right.
connected to an IoT AI system,
Right.
they're able to analyze data really quickly in real time.
Okay.
And then save that data and sell that data. So if I'm going to fight somebody else, I
Right.
want to have all of their data.
Oh, nice.
See?
Yeah,
Or if
yeah.
I'm a gambler, I
Right.
want to have that data.
Okay.
If I'm a manager, I want to have that data.
Right.
So this creates an incredible amount of data that's repeatable. This is what we're looking at here is just one example. The whole thing, the whole setup. Oh, where did it go? Is quite a sophisticated setup. Well, we can take a look at one slide here. Hold on a second.
Right now, and
I'm gonna have to do some editing. That's cool. All right, so here we go. So this is the IoT system here,
Okay.
where the fight is being analyzed, and so you can see that the center of this map here has the fight, and then there's a whole bunch of boxes leading away from it.
Okay.
So the fight, they're going to be able to analyze the situation, the character, special moments, and style.
Right.
They're going to be able to measure pressure, control, distance, energy, intensity, box like the area of the fight. They're going to monitor the fans' attention, emotion, expressions.
Yeah.
They're going to monitor media, so Twitter. So if you have a fighter from London and a fighter from Brazil, the Twitter from London and the Twitter from Brazil is going to be analyzed in real time with the fight at the same time.
Okay.
And then there's going to be the octagon, which is the mat, which is going to monitor all of the pressure there.
Okay.
They can also, at the same time, analyze the cornermen for how they're reacting to the fighter and create all of these different sets of data. And then analyze that data to determine how serious of the condition the fight is in. So this one here, the fans, they're going to be able to analyze their emotions.
Right.
Okay. And then they're going to analyze the behavior of their supporting. And then the AI agent is going to understand, based on the crowd's reactions and the cornermen's reactions, how much trouble a fighter is or is not in by comparing that data to previous fights, to previous data sets.
Got it.
And so that's kind of an Internet of Things solution that is very sophisticated and actually has a lot of valuable data in the fight itself. So this is an area of Internet of Things that is not like the goofy electronics, if you know what I mean. Like this is very sophisticated, lots of money being generated. They're going to be able to monitor the speed and impact of punches with the gloves, and they're going to be able to monitor how hard somebody was hit as well. And then they're going to be able to take that person's historical fights and analyze how much of a impact it is to that specific fighter at that specific time, based on the speed of the punch and the impact of the punch on that particular fighter.
And so I could see them saying something like, okay, we've got your data for the last 3 fights. If I'm training someone, like, we've got your data for the last 3 fights, and what we found out is every time you're in a pinch, your hits come across weak.
Yeah.
So every time you feel yourself, falling back, you got to hit twice as hard because you're, not naturally going to be there. So I think you could get something from that.
Yeah. In real time.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't have to wait.
Yeah, yeah.
It's available at
you're
that moment.
You're getting tired, dude. You're getting tired. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, hit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I kind of don't care so much. It's either way. Like, it's a profession, and if you have a profession, you should try to do better, and you should use whatever's available to you to do better.
Yeah.
So I'm not against it.
But as a solution, comparing this type of sophistication to like the goofy products that most people regard, like for me, there's 2 Internet of Things. There's the Internet of Things that the consumer knows, which is a bunch of goofy products that nobody really needs. And then there's this Internet of Things, which is like a back-end infrastructural data set, combining data on top of each other in layers in real time, and then delivering that in easy to understand graphics.
Yeah, I think absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it's just like they probably videotape their fights.
Yeah.
You know, that's collecting data. It's just
Yeah.
rudimentary, you know. So yeah, just get better. Of course, yeah. I'm all for it.
And then eventually they're probably going to be able to take that data set and project that data into a hologram of your future opponent.
Oh, sweet. Can't
And
wait. So,
so
yeah,
then you'll be able to...
You'll know his moves and
Yeah,
stuff. Oh,
from
sweet.
like looking at it.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy.
And these this level of analyzing data is available these days with current, you know, AI algorithms and the speed of the internet and the introduction of 5G and things like that. So previously this would not be possible to this extent, but now it will be possible.
Wow.
Because they're funneling hundreds of billions of dollars into the IoT infrastructure. And these are some like business level solutions.
I don't understand when you say IoT infrastructure, like how is that different than just, is it TCP/IP? Is it built on that? Is it, where does this happen? What is that?
Well, this is not the consumer end.
Okay.
This is putting it into like the doors, the cameras, the street lights.
I see.
That's what I mean. So
Gotcha.
not something that I would go to the shop and buy.
Right.
But something that I would use to buy.
Got it.
Like a wallet card.
Okay.
Do you know about the new wallet card?
I do not.
This is, you might actually be interested in this.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is a new kind of digital payment system.
Okay.
We introduced today the Dynamics Wallet Card. There are 3 features to this card that are just incredible. Number 1, it's completely digital. There's a 65,000 pixelated display on the card, and all of your payments information is now displayed digitally. So this is my card name, my full account number, my expiration date, my security code, and my network logo. And at any time, I can change between the cards that I have stored. So you can see it's now changed to a debit card. Second technology, there is a cell phone chip in the card. Not Wi-Fi, a cell phone chip in the card. There is a cell phone antenna in the card, not Wi-Fi, cell phone antenna in the card. And there is a global telecommunications service that operates in the same 210 countries that the cards do. And so for the first time, data can be downloaded anywhere in the world. If you had one of these cards, it could be downloaded right to you, right here, while it was in your pocket. Third technology is it has organic recharging. It has power harvesting. Our traditional cards last for about 7 or 8 years on a single battery charge. Cards expire at 3, 4, and 5 years. So we do not have to have this technology in our cards. This cards use a little bit more power. Cards use about 5 seconds every 36 hours. We can harvest enough energy over those 36 hours to actually have a net positive gain. So we can actually have a card that lasts longer than you can live.
So the big problem with these electronic cards in the past is you'd have to charge them at your house, which is a big pain in the ass. Or you're out on the town and you want to use your card, but your card runs out of batteries.
Right.
No one's going to use that card. So this has a self-charging battery inside using heat.
Interesting.
Electronically. Card expires, we can just replace it with a new card. You don't have to do.
So if you can, because this has a cell phone chip inside, it's secured.
I see.
So Wi-Fi is not secure.
Got it.
So if your card expires, you have to wait. You have to at home. You have to get the person to come and deliver it. With this system, they can just over the cellular network send you your new card directly to your digital card.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait. You don't have to sign.
So I just gotta say real quick though, why do I want this instead of my phone?
That's the point. Well, this is going to be free.
Okay.
And your phone has to be charged.
Okay.
And a lot of places in the world don't have mobile payments set up for phones.
I see.
A lot, like in America.
So this works with what's already there.
Yeah. It's in India, 1.3 billion people.
Right.
Not a lot of advanced technology in rural areas, but they still have a banking system.
Gotcha.
So this exists in the banking system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do anything else.
There's other reasons to use this as well.
Back to the projector. There are.
I'll just fast forward a bit here.
Sure.
With this card, if there's a data breach, security breach, the bank can update your new card immediately.
Okay.
So if your data is compromised, the bank would have to send out 60 million new cards or something like that.
Ah, gotcha.
They can then send out the new digital numbers immediately, automatically.
I see.
And that will then, if there's a big security breach in the government or from another company,
Yeah.
then you don't have to worry so much about lawyer fees and dealing with all the customers. You just
Right, right.
immediately, automatically send everybody who has this card their new number.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another couple of other options is that because it has a SIM card, not a
Right.
SIM, like a cellular card with
Yeah.
an antenna, it can have customer data on it.
Okay.
So you can also download currency onto this card. So you
Okay.
can go to another country and not have to worry about all those coins.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
And then you can just, I don't know, send that money somewhere else when you're done with it. They can send you a birthday
At launch,
messages.
I think we're going to be about
Nice.
between 5 and 10 seconds.
So this is them testing out a feature. So the card screen changes
So it's your
from your
birthday.
card number,
You wake
and then it changes into a happy birthday with your name with a promotional coupon.
Oh, okay.
So you open up your wallet, it's your birthday, boom. Like if you have your t-shirt company
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
have some customer data, you can
Yeah.
say happy birthday, whatever your name
Right,
is,
right.
receive $1 off on today's shop or something like
Yeah.
that. So you could directly target customers or send them Happy New Year's things.
You know what, man? This one seems cool, but I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could put your point cards on it.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
do
really
you
do
get point
points.
cards?
No, but some people do. Some
Yeah,
people
but
love their point cards.
They're wrong.
Another thing that's good is you can put your air miles on it.
Okay. That's
Okay. And you can also download, if possible, the security code to your hotel room. So you don't need to check in.
Cool. Yeah, yeah.
So if you're flying somewhere, you can put your boarding pass on the card, your
Right.
credit cards on the card, some
Yeah.
currency on the card, and your hotel key on the card. So if you're like this traveling businessman,
Right. It
you
does
just-
make it convenient.
yeah. And again, if you're traveling in somewhere like Canada where there's not a lot of Apple Pay
Sure.
or if the iPhone doesn't have a large market penetration,
Yeah.
then it doesn't make sense for a lot of businesses to set up Apple Pay.
So here comes my question. What do you
Okay.
do when you lose it?
When you lose it, that's the idea. These cards would be distributed to banks that would issue it at that time. So if you lose it, you just phone up the bank in the area where you're lost and they courier you a new one.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have any, then you download your information
Right
to
onto
it.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
So that's the idea. So instead
Yeah,
of
that's not
waiting
too
a
bad.
week, you would wait 1 hour.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting solution.
Yeah, yeah.
So it makes like I'm not really going to get one either, but it's
Yeah.
just like when I think of these two factions of the Internet of Things,
Yeah.
I have one side where it's these goofy electronics. I've seen another one
Yeah.
of a basketball.
Yeah.
It's like $300 and it calculates how often it spins or something like that. It's like really, really stupid. And these cards will be distributed for free.
Yeah.
So with this card here, it's
Yeah.
free and it solves a whole bunch of lawyer solutions and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that, just like in a way blockchain does.
Right,
So
right.
that's another element of the Internet of Things that I don't think a lot of people consider.
Yeah, yeah.
Because everyone is just bombarded with these ridiculous consumer products that nobody
Yeah.
really needs.
Like light bulbs are internet connected now, right?
Yeah.
Why? Like, do you know? I don't even remember. I can't even think of why they're connected.
Well, smart lighting, if you're looking at, for the individual, it's ridiculous. I would
Right.
never put smart lighting in my house. But if you are a building owner and
Right.
you want to shave a few percentage points off of your lighting costs a month,
right.
then you would hook up your lights to an outside sensor. And then when it gets bright, the lights would dim.
Oh,
and when
okay.
it gets dark, the
That's
lights
not
would
bad.
get brighter.
Yeah, that's not bad. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
It does.
That makes sense.
And then it's not like a stupid consumer product.
Like the
It's-
refrigerator one.
Oh, those are really stupid.
You're out of eggs, so I'm ordering some from Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen another one where it has like a camera and you scan the food in your house.
That's
And then it
insane.
will download recipes based
is
on machine
insane.
learning. Like it's really stupid.
Yeah.
But again, that's goofy consumer products.
Right, right,
But
right.
if I'm a building owner and I
Sure.
have like a 30-story building,
Yeah.
shaving a couple percentage points. So saving money is making money in that situation.
right.
Yeah.
And it's probably good for, like, saving electricity is probably a good thing generally anyways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
seems good all around.
But that's like when you hear about the smart lights, you think about your bathroom light, and
Yeah.
you're like, "What the fuck is this?
What
all
is it going to
about?"
do? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because the public isn't really being informed of these large-scale infrastructural
Gotcha.
Internet of Things solutions. So, most of the people in society have a completely different view of what IoT is capable of. I'm not
Right.
saying I love IoT, but
Sure.
I'm saying that hundreds of billions of dollars are being poured into these solutions, but most people only know about the toothbrush.
Right. Right. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. There's another one that is used for business solutions as well.
Okay.
I'm going to summarize it
Okay.
because I couldn't find it on the YouTubes there. So there's this businessman, a Chinese businessman,
Okay.
and he wants to know about his business trends, and he wants to know all about it every day.
Okay.
But there's just too much data being produced in languages that he can't understand by academic journals that are beyond his English ability.
Okay.
So there's this one company that uses, they will set up, like if you wanted to know all about cocoa trades or something like that,
Yeah.
then it would gather all of the writing, all of the news, all of the publication, all of the production available on the internet related to your terms.
Right.
And then it translates all of that into English, and then it summarizes it down into a couple of paragraphs.
Okay.
So as a businessman, you would get a couple of paragraphs of highly summarized technical data available from around the world in multiple languages delivered to your inbox daily.
Yeah, but I want that. Like, how do I get that?
That's what I was trying to find. That's an Amazon service called
Wow.
Neural
like, have
Neural
you-
Translation.
Have you ever tried like to see if like there's a major like event somewhere around the world and you're like, oh, I want to know more about that, and you search a couple places? It's like hard to find. Like, I just want the facts. Like if CNN or someone's going to write about like a hurricane or something,
Yeah.
it's like they go into like this long thing. It's like, can you just tell me how many people
Yeah,
are dead and how fast the wind was?
Well, yeah, and they frequently now, because of Google receiving money to put search results at the top.
Yeah.
It's like, here's why we need to talk about global warming.
Right,
But you're
right,
like, no,
right.
I didn't want to talk about.
yeah, I
global
want to
war-"
talk about how many people are dead and
Yeah.
how fast did the wind get.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, that's available. Those services are available because
That's good.
Because those businessmen are very tired of
Yeah.
having to deal with billions of bloggers that are very
Yeah.
uninformed and just want to have like this activist position.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's creating enough value for these translation services to boil down all the data, reject all of the data you're not interested in,
Right.
and then just here's your daily summary of your global cocoa
Yeah.
industry. Yeah.
Yeah, I could be good with that.
That's kind of an Internet of Things. Is it though? It's more like advanced search. but
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it didn't seem too.
It's not really Internet of Thingsy, but
Yeah.
again, it's one of those solutions where it uses AI and
Right.
neural networks and things like that to
Yeah.
determine what's valuable, what's not valuable. So no, I guess it's not Internet of Things, but we could say it's related because it's based on that infrastructural level where it looks at all of the
Look at
meta,
everything,
look
yeah.
at everything, and then determine what is useful based on your specific needs.
Right. Yeah, that all makes sense. I guess like, I'm trying to think how you would do like the consumer version of that, like the Kardashians or whoever like the popular person is. Like, how would you summarize that? Like for like summarize all the useless news in the world.
Oh yeah, that'd be possible. It's based on word search, and a lot of the times these psychological profiles are being used.
Right.
So just like with the UFC Octagon
Right.
solution, they're looking at the crowd and they're measuring the crowd's emotions.
Yeah.
With biometric reading, you can determine the psychology of an event.
That makes sense.
So if you're interested in the Kardashians, you could actually get a whole bunch of camera data every day and analyze their facial expressions and their biometric readings.
Right.
And you could average that out into ocean. Ocean is the psychological terminology for, okay, let's see if I can do it. Openness.
Okay.
Oh, geez, now I forget. E is extroversion.
Okay.
A is agreeableness.
Okay.
O is openness. N is neuroticism. and OCCCCC, that where you're very aware of the things that you need to do.
Okay.
Conscientiousness.
Okay. Got it.
So those are the 5 readings.
Okay.
So you would be able to determine how somebody is or is not in those things by looking at their actions and their faces and the situations in which they're in.
We could do that. So I could see like Us Weekly or something like that in America. It could have like right underneath like the picture of some celebrity or something. You could say like, oh dude, they're at 29.3 this month, man. Something serious must be going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you could average that out across celebrities that are in the same league as them, and you could also analyze that in that specific celebrity's photo history.
Yeah, we should do that. We should really give people that read those tabloid magazines, like, to make them really feel like they're doing something good. You know,
like sports stats,
or like, here's one, like, I like beer, but like, you know, sometimes like craft beer, it's like, no, it's just alcohol abuse, bro. Like, you're making it really big and like really exciting, but like, you're just drinking a lot of beer.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I think that's about that. I don't think we need to go too much into IoT. I just wanted to, because I have to research a lot of this stuff for work. And when you consider the fact that hundreds of billions of dollars, like it's one of those things to like, oh, I wonder if it will happen. But when you have these major global companies spending $800 billion is going into this, something is going to be the result, and it's going to affect us down the road.
Right.
So I want to know where it is now, not so that I can like profit off of it, so that I'm aware of how it's going to affect me by the time it reaches the consumer level, not in terms of goofy toothbrushes, but in terms of wallet cards and things like that.
Yeah. See, my problem is like, maybe it's just the time I spent with the conspiracy theory stuff. Like, I don't think anything good will come from it, you know? Like, it'll be better, it'll be more convenient, but something tells me like, I don't know, it will be, what I would expect is a more subtle and more powerful form of control. That's what I would expect.
It's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so I'm preparing now, how much am I willing to let this into my house?
Yeah.
How much am I willing to let this into my business?
Yeah.
And how much and to what degree do I need to prepare for my like daily activities? Because you can think about the conspiracy theories, and I do too.
Sure.
But I also think about like, well, are there going to be chips in my shoes?
Sure.
Like the
and
very
what are they getting?
Everyday kind of thing where we don't think about doors that automatically open.
Okay, no, I don't.
But those used to not exist.
Right.
So society decided that automatic doors were going to open. That we're going to have doors that automatically open.
Right.
But now I have to deal with that on a daily basis. Not like it's a deal thing.
Sure.
But it's an infrastructural daily thing, and it's like a meta level affectation on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think I'm going to go full disconnected either, though.
No,
I want to say it like it's just kind of this like idea of like, that's it, dude, I'm out. But I don't think so.
I want to have that in most of my house.
That's what I think my brother just did. I think he was just telling me either he did or he's going to do. He's just going to disconnect the internet from his house.
Whoa.
And then, to me it's insane, but like,
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
I like the internet.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I think we're of the same age. So we probably got into the internet in 1994.
About
then.
Yeah. And like, there was a life without an internet.
Yeah.
So having life with internet is like, dude, I'm addicted, man. I want more information,
I find that the information I get from the internet is way better than the information. Like when I was back in Canada for Christmas time, like you were talking about this too, like getting ready for an interview with somebody, and then like you prepare all this information, and then you meet the people and they have like no information.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this happened back home too, where it's just like people were like, I can't believe they elected Donald Trump and this and that, and like just their arguments. I was like, you have no, it's just feels.
Yeah.
And that's the mainstream media.
Yeah.
So if the internet is the response to the mainstream media, and if people like us are using the internet as a way to fight, let's say, against the mainstream media, then we still have to use the internet. Otherwise, the mainstream media will just become the internet.
Right. And you can already see they're I'm not going to say they, like there's some massive, conspiracy, but like there's propaganda being pushed. You know, even on the internet, you can't believe everything you read. So I don't know, it's interesting. I'm enjoying it.
I'm going to summarize it this way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's a major conspiracy, but if we looked at not blockchain, Bitcoin and the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
With the Bitcoin in Japan, Dentsu, an advertising agency, matched up with all of the banks.
Right.
And they didn't advertise to Japanese consumers to mine Bitcoin or invest in Bitcoin.
Right.
They're trying to turn Japanese consumers into customers of
Okay.
Bitcoin.
Okay.
And so there's this massive back end with all of the banks that are pushing for kind of a Bitcoin grab
Right.
to control Bitcoin in the future, perhaps. But the front end says, buy Bitcoin. It's really funny.
Sure.
And then with the Internet of Things as well, these major corporations are pushing for this new digital response to analog systems.
Okay.
While at the same time saying, here's your goofy Internet of Things Bluetooth brush.
Right.
So they don't really provide the average Joe the ability to see what's going on behind the scenes. We're just distracted by advertisements and goofy products
Right.
to prepare us for the infrastructure that's coming down the road.
You're getting deep, man. You're getting into my conspiracy territory, man.
I think it happens all the time, though. Like,
I think
like
so,
with
dude.
the movie industry, like they prepare us for
they prepare you
technology.
for stuff coming.
At first, it's deadly, and then it's scary, and then it's your friend, and then it's your wife or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like something, I'm afraid I'm going to derail this conversation.
I would hope you would.
Okay, well, I was just going to say, like, you know, I didn't really see it before, but there's this point now, like something snapped where like I kind of see through the propaganda kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so clear now on this side of it. It's like, wow, how are they push that openly? And like, but yeah, it's they do. And it's like, it's really, I think, yeah, just with movies and stuff like that, it's like people don't know how much. It's like you see, okay, I'll give you an example. It's like you watch a movie and then like the car pulls up and it like pulls up to the camera and you see it like it's a Dodge. You're like, okay, obviously Dodge paid for that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, would it be crazy to say that Mad Men was like financed by the tobacco people? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We don't know about that. And then like how many other things are like, you know, I don't know, dude. Like my favorite conspiracy right now is they're preparing us for aliens. Like I think that'll be so great if in our lifetime we actually see like aliens attack us, but it's like all like fake and stuff. I think that'd be so fun.
Fake aliens?
Fake aliens,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
To unite the world.
Oh, as a solution.
Yeah,
Introduce the problem.
Introduce the
and then,
problem.
And then solve it.
Yeah. Like I don't know, it's super far fetched. All these conspiracy things are like far fetched, but how fun would that be?
Well, sometimes as well, like we could say the aliens are going to be used as an example, but like
Sure.
we imagine like just with Bluetooth IoT products, this goofy thing, or the end all and be all is going to be aliens. But what if we just changed alien into a virus that transported itself on the back of a meteorite?
Okay.
That could be an alien.
Sure.
And then that could be used as a reason to, you know, inoculate everybody with a certain...
Beautiful. And I love that we wouldn't even be able to see it. We just have to take someone's word for it.
Yeah. And then they could just inject a whole bunch of people in China with deadly viruses and say like a SARS thing. It's like this rock came from outer space and people went up to it. Everyone died.
Yeah.
And so we got to fight this alien species.
And then you would do your like weird, you know, folk techno terrorist podcast where you'd be saying like, come on guys, the aliens aren't real, man, the virus is all made up. And they'll have to cut off your payment. You'll have to take only Bitcoin.
I wonder if I would though. I would usually these days I like to just sit back and kind of observe and go
just enjoy.
But so when we have this initial reaction, the aliens, we think about Greys and science fiction movies, which is what we're inoculated with anyways, but it could just be used as like, no, it's not one of those gray aliens. This is a virus you see. And everyone goes, oh my God, a virus, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space virus.
Yeah. Spirus.
Ooh, I'm ready, dude. There'll be people that like want to catch the space virus, you know?
Yeah.
There'd be those kinds of people.
Yeah. They would podcast about it.
They would.
And they would actually pay to be the first people to die from a space virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Fun times. Fun times ahead, dude.
Yeah. Let's get ready.
I'm ready.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Dude. Peace.
This beer is really weird.
What? This is beer. This beer is really weird. It's like just weird. So those of you, some of those of you that have made it to this part of the podcast, of course, undoubtedly you are beautiful people, especially because you made it to the end of this podcast. I kind of thought, after listening to myself, I found myself even inadvertently trying to promote the products that I was trying to present as if they were actual full-blown solutions. I don't know that they are. In fact, I'm sure most of them will never see the light of day. But my takeaway is that, just to reiterate the point, there are two types of interpretations of the current IoT world. One is goofy, shitty products like basketballs that send Bluetooth signals back to your telephone, your smartphone, about how often they spin, and toothbrushes that tell you how fucking shitty your smile is. And then there's the other side. You could imagine that factory owners that want to shave a few percentage points off of their lighting costs, their heating costs, that have that instinct to increase monitoring with sensors and different machines in their office that use different amount of energy, of warning signs and certain gears that indicate they're about to give out and that they need to be replaced so that you can anticipate replacement costs. These weren't covered in the podcast, but that's, what's coming to mind. That makes sense. And if you were a huge factory owner, you might consider the same thing. So I'm not sure where this is going, of course. I'm just some kind of drunk right now English teacher from Tokyo, Canada originally, who's been put in a position to analyze a bunch of different potential products for IoT. And we're still in the middle of this, but a whole bunch of products get put into your car before you even know about it, or a whole bunch of new types of plastics get introduced into your building infrastructure before you know about it. So when a whole plethora of international corporations invest hundreds of billions of dollars into this technology, whether it's going to save the world or not, guess it's coming. It's going to be in your house. It's going to be in your workplace. So you should get ready for it. That's all. And based on today's information, you can scoff at the bullshit products and write off the whole thing entirely, or you can also consider the fact that they're finding ways to embed this technology into our existing infrastructure, whether you approve of it or not, whether you think it's going to be beneficial or not. It's coming. It's coming. Will it save the world? I don't know. That wallet card sounds pretty cool. I don't know about a lot of the other stuff, though. But why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they try to condense all of your cards into one card that's connected to the fucking internet? Ha ha ha. Think about that. All right. Thank you. This has been the Matt B Files. Thank you for listening to episode 92. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you know some people that enjoy talking about this type of tech, then feel free to send the link to this podcast their way. Again, thank you very much. You're a beautiful human being because you made it to the end of this podcast specifically. Take it easy and see you next time.
Falcon Passport.